Welcome to SBS News in Easy English. I'm Sarah Shalala. Victoria has recorded 9 new locally acquired coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours. 6 cases were announced yesterday, with 3 more announced today. There are now 54 cases linked to the outbreak in Melbourne. Victoria is in its 5th day of a 7-day lockdown, with Acting Premier James Merlino saying it's too early to tell if the statewide measure will be extended. Aged Care Minister Richard Colbeck has told a Senate estimates hearing the number of COVID-19 cases linked to aged care facilities in Melbourne is 4. 2 aged care home workers, a resident and the son of a worker. He told the committee that 1 resident was tested twice and retested negative. 4 facilities are currently in lockdown. Senator Colbeck told the hearing he is satisfied with the pace of the vaccine rollout, despite criticism from the opposition.
We've delivered a very delicate vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine, which needs to be stored at very low temperatures, to each of those facilities individually.
The Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has praised member states for agreeing to possibly form an international pandemic treaty. Dr. Tedros says a generational commitment which outlives political and financial cycles will strengthen responses to future events. Ministers from the WHO's 194 member states will meet in November to decide whether to launch negotiations on the pandemic treaty. Australia's Chief of Defence Angus Campbell has told a Senate hearing the country's involvement in the Afghanistan war will be painted in hues in history books. The last remaining Australian troops will leave Afghanistan later this year, drawing the 20-year conflict to a close. General Campbell said Australia's contribution to the NATO-led mission had helped prevent terrorism and bring security and stability to Afghanistan. Several European nations want Denmark to explain why its Foreign Secret Service allegedly helped the United States spy on European leaders, including German Chancellor Angela Merkel, more than 7 years ago. The Danish government has distanced itself from allegations, with Defence Minister Trine Bramsen calling the systematic wiretapping of close allies unacceptable. Investigative journalists from a Danish broadcaster reported over the weekend that the United States National Security Agency was aided by Denmark to spy on European politicians. French President Emmanuel Macron says he wants Denmark to explain.
The case you are referring to is indeed several years old, that is, if the information is correct. We have asked our Danish and American partners to provide all the information on these revelations and on past revelations, and we are waiting for these answers.
The Nine Entertainment Co. has formalised deals with Google and Facebook for use of content on their platforms. The company is set to receive hundreds of millions of dollars to support its newsrooms over the next 5 years. The Sydney Morning Herald, which is owned by the company, is reporting 2 deals were signed after months of negotiations. The deals are part of the Australia Media Bargaining Laws. To sport now, in Australian tennis number 2, John Millman has been forced to withdraw from the French Open with a back injury. Australians Jordan Thompson, Storm Sanders and wildcard entry Chris O'Connell are also out of the Paris tournament. Women's world number 2 Naomi Osaka has also withdrawn from the tournament after her media boycott drew threats of disqualification from organisers. Osaka says she has suffered bouts of depression and gets anxious speaking to media post-match. Former world number 1 Serena Williams, who is through to the second round, was understanding of Osaka's struggle.
Everyone is different and everyone handles things differently. So, you just have to let her handle it the way she wants to in the best way that she thinks she can. I think she's doing the best that she can.
I'm Sarah Shalala. This is SBS News in Easy English.